Welcome to Shallow, the Savor Mama podcast, a soul-centered space for women healing childhood wounds, breaking generational cycles, and learning to live, love, and lead like Jesus. Each episode offers soul care tools, biblical truth, and honest, spirit-led conversations to help you live authentically and walk in love and freedom. You are not alone. Let's heal, grow, and savor this season together, one story and one step at a time. Welcome back to the Savor Mama podcast. Today, I want to invite you into a sacred space, one that doesn't require perfection, only permission. Permission to grieve, permission to feel, permission to heal. While you are still mothering, parenting, still growing, still figuring it all out. This episode is for the parents who are parenting while healing. For the ones who are still grieving the emotional connection and the needs they never had. The safety that they never felt. The words that they never received. My friend, I see you. And more importantly, God sees you. The healer lives in you. This space has been a space of grief for me. We just got done doing our mini reno in our fifth wheel. In this very space is where I wrote these journals, where I talk to Papa and find language of unnamed emotion from my childhood experiences. Did you know that your body remembers what your words forgot? You see, my friends, grief isn't just emotional. It's physical, mental, generational. Sometimes we don't even realize we're grieving because we don't have the skill. We were never taught to name the pain and put language in our pain. That's why I want to begin with a simple question. Have you given yourself permission to grieve what you never received? Let me share an information, the science of tears and God's design. Here is another question. Have someone shamed you or made fun of you for crying or called you too emotional and sensitive? Let me tell you right now, my friend, you are not alone. I was called sensitive and emotional too. Yet let me share this. Did you know God made your body to literally cry out stress? I learned that there are 3 types of tears. There are basal tears, the ones that keep your eyes healthy when you blink. There's also called reflex tears, the ones that protect your eyes from things like smoke or dust. And lastly, there is called the emotional tears, the ones that release deep emotion and pain. And here is an interesting fact. Emotional tears contain stress hormones like cortisol and adrenaline. Meaning, when you cry from your soul, your body is literally releasing all these hormones too. Research confirms that emotional tears reduce stress, regulate your nervous system, and even activate hormones like oxytocin and endorphins that called calming chemicals that help you restore emotional balance. I want to shout out Pragya, one of the lead therapists that facilitate empowered voices from Freedom Services that I was a part of. And if you get to listen to this, Pragya, thank you. Thank you. I'm forever thankful for this information. And I will share this resource in the show notes, in description notes, because it's really important to know this. And also I want to share in Psalm chapter 56 verse 8, it tells us, you have collected all our tears in our bottle. You have recorded each one in your book. This cannot have been much more a literal experience when I went to a woman Bible study who led by my friend Lindsay, who guided us through studying this book called Jesus and Women. As I shared the biblical verse, the author of the book, Christy McClelland, shared how Jewish women in 1,000 years before collect tear jars before even Jesus existed. These jars have been passed down through generation. In a Jewish culture, they not only know the word, but they embody and live the word. My fellow parents, your tears are not weakness. They are sacred. They are healing. Let me share what I learned through my healing journey. When I lost a relationship that I thought would last forever, I felt defeated and lost. Yet I can testify with God's help. I was reminded of the people I can run to for help. And one of them is my life coach, Rosa, who invited me in the inner healing. Holy Spirit also guided me to be part of Daniel's Den mentoring group, where my mentor told me something that changed my perspective. And I'm gonna paraphrase it here. You're not just grieving the person. You are grieving the emotional needs that were never met, the dreams and the visions that you have lost. In that moment, it unlocked a deeper journey of healing for me, which also affirmed the 2 books that I have written. In Pursuing Perfect Love, in chapter 2, I shared how I uncovered the lie that I believed and shared how we can replace it with God's truth. In chapter 8, I shared how culture and family can shape our identity, yet only God can really define our true identity. This book walks us through emotional and spiritual recovery, and it's available in Amazon right now. I also want to share my book, A Walk with Papa, where in chapter 4, I talk about and unpack anxiety and depression and emotional triggers and gave language through my personal experiences. In chapter 5, I shared about generational patterns, how I came aware of enmeshment as I shared the book, Adult Children of Emotionally Immature Parents by Lindsay Gibson, which helped me understand being part of enmeshment and parental inversion. You're probably wondering, Shello, why did this matter? It matters because that recent incident triggered an unmet need that I'm still grieving from childhood. And on April 2025, I went to the Healing Heart Retreat led by Denise Boggs. In this retreat, I learned that we have 10 emotional needs. And when these are unmet, it's important to grieve and release it, because if we don't, it will show up to our current relationship. I can say I became aware that it showed up to mine. And the books and the experience I shared here aren't just stories. They are healing resources. They are for parents like us ready to stop pretending and start processing, ready to put our healing as a priority. And if you're ready to get aggressive about your healing, this is your next step. You can purchase both of these books on Amazon, Pursuing Perfect Love and A Walk with Papa. There are great resources to gain languages and to remind you that you're not alone in this journey. And I also want to share a new healing space for moms, women, and parents. And I want to let you in on something. I'm creating a new kind of space just for women who's ready to put healing as their priority, their soul care as a priority. And it's not about creating one perfect system. It's about helping you design a system that works for you in your season. This will be a space for truth-telling, nervous system regulation, financial healing, emotional release, and deep spiritual alignment. A place to be known, not just helped. A place where you can show up as the woman, the mother, the child of God that you are, and be met with grace, not shame. And there's more to come soon, but I had to tell you first. So stay tuned, stay connected. So before we end, I want to put our hand in our heart. Take a deep breath and say with me, I am safe, I am seen, I am not what happened to me. I am who God is healing me to become. I want to leave you with a question. What is one unmet need from your childhood that still shows up in your parenting today? And what does God says about it? Journal it, and you're welcome to share it